day job is selling Evening Chronicles in Newcastle. This next song, Johnny's going to play this lovely slow bit over the top, which is actually on the tune, but it requires singing and I can't sing. This is called Soul Possessed, and you can get on a new album called 2.
Sunday morning, and just rising and showing. And if you please, guys, introduce yourself to the people who don't know you.
I'm Anton, I'm the drummer.
I'm Johnny on the top there. I'm Davey, the vocalist. I'm Steve, I'm the bass.
This is the first time you are at the Out of the Ashes festival.
Yes, it is, yes.
How do you find the festival? What's the best thing about it?
Well, we had a brilliant crowd, brilliant set last night. We met two dudes with a camper van, which was full of free alcohol. That was the best part of it.
Was that free alcohol for you?
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. So you've been releasing your second album this year in February.
Yeah.
How was the media and response from the audience so far?
We haven't done like loads of shows, have we? Like
With the
new album.
We've only put a few of the new songs in the set,
Yeah.
and that went down great, you know. And the reviews we got were brilliant for the album. 9 out of 10 majority of the reviews, so that was good, you know.
After the first album came out, most of the people, I would read the interviews and reviews, and it would say that people would perceive the Defcon 1 as more like a side project or a new project by former Venom's drummer, and then actually a band in its own right, and how it is nowadays, these days. Do you guys feel like you've been seen more like somewhat side project or not really like a band in its own right? Because after the interviews, after the first album came out, I would always see Anton Lee speaking to people, and people always asking questions about Venom and Empire of Evil, and not so much an interest in band.
Good question.
When I was still in Venom, I suppose we could have looked at it as a side project, but it's always been just another band, you know. And that's why one of the reasons I quit Venom is because this is what I want to do. It's not a side project. This is the main band, you know. So I hope people don't view it like that. I hope they take it serious. But it's always going to happen if you've been in another band. People, you know, like when Rob Halford left Priest, people viewed Fight like that. They shouldn't have. They should have just viewed it for what it was, and maybe it would still be going. Because it was awesome.
You still are based in Newcastle, aren't you? So how are your friendships or relationships with other fellow members? Any of you in private?
Well, I'm not a legionnaire or what's that? Disease legionnaire.
You got it right. I don't really see any of them. You know, I'm still in touch with Mike Hickey, the American guitar player that played on a couple of albums. I'm still good friends with him, but I don't really have much to do with anyone else.
Did Mike actually contribute to your second album?
He played Warface. He played on Warface. He played a solo on March of the Dead, but he didn't do anything on the new album.
Okay, so the second album, which was released in February, did you record it at your own studio, the Rooms of Doom?
Yeah. We did it exactly the same way as Warface. It was the same process, same writing process and the same recording process. And we're actually
doing it again now and recording more stuff exactly the same way. If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's all, Mark. You know what I mean?
I find a lot of bands nowadays sound the same. And I think it's down to them all using the same drum sound, the same guitar sounds, and you get a CD on the front of, say, Metal Hammer, and until the singing comes in, you don't know who it is, because they all sound very similar, and we don't want that. We want to sound like us, you know. So we started recording it ourselves, and he's the magic man behind all the buttons. He's
Johnny
the one that
Fingers.
does it all. And it sounded great, you know. He helped engineer the drums when I was in Venom as well. He recorded the drums for that and the drums on the Empire of Evil stuff. But the Defcon 1 stuff's took on a whole new level. He's got magic fingers.
Can you tell us more about the lyrical things that are covered in the latest album? You went to cover what the lyrical subjects?
It's just stuff that we've experienced ourselves, you know. I'm not sort of having to go at anybody else's lyrical content or anything, but we try to write things with what we've done ourselves, you know, or what we've come in contact with. I'm not one for writing songs with demons and dragons and castles or anything like that. I'd rather write the real life shit that I can sort of express with a little bit of truth and
relation, and hopefully kids can relate to it as well, being in a similar situation or whatever.
And sometimes we leave the lyrics quite open for interpretation, and also you sort of know where we're coming from, but you can sort of adapt that to something that's affected yourself, you know. It makes the lyrics have a bit more meaning.
Have you ever found yourself inspired by films as well? Because I think there was the track with the title Dragging to Hell, which
I know there's
I looked it up. I thought it's probably based on film.
I think it might have been on the film, might have been on the same week we wrote the song, but it's not sort of. It's more getting dragged into a situation that you didn't want to be involved in, you know, but you're going to find yourself hard to get out of. Addictions, things like that. That's more sort of what the lyrics are getting at, you know. How you try to get away from something, but there's always something there going to drag you back into it, you know.
After the first album came out, I would read in the reviews people would be writing that Defcon 1 is similar or somehow influenced by Pantera and Machine Head for the most part. Do you agree with that? Could you tell us more about your music?
I think everyone's going to always. We're all big Pantera fans, and I guess we all love Machine Head as well, but we haven't sat down and said we're going to sound like this. We just play what we play, you know. And I think all of our influences are coming in. Like Steve's a big punk fan, you know. Davey loves things like Alice in Chains. I'm a big AC/DC fan, so we've never ever set out to sound like Pantera. But if anyone thinks we sound like them, that is one of the highest accolades you could give us, because Pantera, for me, they were the undisputed kings of metal. That's what I personally think.
We said this like 3-4 years ago in an interview somewhere else. All we try to do is write songs that we can't purchase anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not available by another band. So we have to. That's what all we're trying to do is write music that we want to listen to as well. You know, we never write a song with the intention of, that sort of person will like this song, or we want them to be our fans, so let's write this sort of tune. That's not what we're about. We're writing. We write songs that when we play them in rehearsal, we actually fucking leap around to them at the end of the song, like, yes, that was fucking brilliant, you know what I mean? That's what we try to do, like, you know.
I don't think we sound like Pantera.
No,
I don't think we sound like Machine Head.
I think we've now established what I think we are. We sound like us.
I think the thing is, people have to say it sounds a bit like this, and people go, well, what does it sound like?
Plus, I think we are probably that good. We are that good. I'm not saying we're as good as Pantera.
The thing is, they've always got to pigeonhole you. So when Pantera first came out, I'm sure there was references towards Judas Priest.
Yeah.
But they don't sound like Judas Priest. Do you know what I mean?
That was
So
back in the 80s.
yeah.
Brian Selma was getting the band, I think. Have you been joined by Phil Anselmo on stage at some point?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's went from the other way. Anton's been on stage with Down and that.
Yeah, I think I read about this and didn't really remember. Was it Defcon 1 or before Defcon 1? And you got to play together on the stage with Phil Anselmo.
Well, in 2006, when I was still in Venom, we played a festival in Italy, Gods of Metal, and Down were on the same bill. And Phil said, look, I'd love to get up for a song, so straight away I turned around to the other guys, this has got to happen, you know. So we were like, well, pick a song out of the set, and he was like, oh, we'll do Die Hard. And it was like, do you know what, of course I fucking know it, sort of thing, you know. And he got up then. But I've known Phil since he was in Pantera. I went and seen Pantera a few times and that, and met him. And then when I played in Scotland, I got up and played The End Buried Me in Smoke. That's when I was still doing Defcon 1. In fact, if anyone's got any footage of that, I'd love it, because he announces us as the drummer from Defcon 1. So I was definitely in Defcon 1 then, and definitely when I played in Manchester as well. But Phil, Down do that all the time. Buried Me in Smoke. We'll always get the friends up to just jam out the end of the track, you know, which is absolutely brilliant.
So the last question today would be, what are your plans for gig-wise? Have you got any shows planned for the autumn this year, next year?
At the end of this month, we're going on tour, just like a little mini tour with some good friends of ours from London, a band called Iron Knights. They're spot on, so we've got that coming up. We've got a few more festivals later on in the year, August, September, and we're just in between that one, right?
We're headlining the festival in Scotland.
We're headlining festival in Scotland, September up in Dundee, and we've got that rock and metal service. But we're just doing a lot of writing, getting ready for the third album now. Like we think we might try and do something on it, maybe a new EP. And Anton's come up with an idea that we think we're going to go on with. Maybe release an EP even at the Christmas time of 4 brand new tracks that will probably only be on the EP.
Christmas tunes?
Christmas
carols.
But that's it really. We've got this lady looks after who runs ADL management now, Anna, and she's sort of getting all our gigs now, so we've got our trust in her, haven't we?
Yeah, we signed to an agency last year which basically fucked me over, and just put me back, because since then I've been in touch with a few festivals and they actually turned us down for gigs. Those festivals wanted us to play and they said we didn't want to play, and I don't know why they did that. I've got no idea why they would do that. So we've got the new agent, so hopefully we can get out and do more gigs and get out into Europe, because we want to get across that little pond and get into France and Germany and Sweden and Holland and everything, you know. I think we would go down really well over there.
And then America.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Okay, I think that would be all today. I wish you good luck with this new agency. She has amazing plans, something to look forward to this year and next year. And thank you very much for taking the time.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.